Everybody has one podcast. We are back. Another week, man. We've been spirited already, man, even before the podcast got jumping, man. But we thank y'all for joining us yet again. I'm your host, Jason Flake. My co-host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, though?
We want to thank the Everybody Has One family for another fantastic week of engagement. Nearly 54,000 views on the YouTube channel, thousands of likes, hundreds of shares and comments, and all of that good stuff, man. All kinds of great action on the social sites, man, and great engagement with the people. So we so appreciate everybody tapping in with us, everybody getting with us, man. Everybody continuing to share their thoughts and
over 700 subscribers.
Yes, over 700 subscribers, as nephew said, man, and just continuing to climb, man, getting closer to that 1,000 benchmark, man, and we know that that's really just the beginning. So we thank y'all so much, man. We can't thank y'all enough, and continue to tap in with us in those direct messengers. Tell us about topics that y'all would like to hear about, man. We got a couple of them that we'll touch on tonight, that we got from some people reaching out to us, and we'll try to get those on. We check those direct messengers on a regular basis. But without further ado, we'll get into the topics that we have lined up for tonight. They are plentiful. There's so much to discuss, and there is so little time. We'll start with our Lions, man, as we always do. Sunday night, man, we lost a low-scoring, very hard-fought game against the Philadelphia Eagles at the Philadelphia Eagles, 16-9. It was rough. It was, there's a lot of lot to discuss there. A lot of people have a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts. There was a lot of disappointment among the fan base, man. We were discussing that before we came on the air.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings about the personnel, about the way people play, and about how we need to play in these high leverage situations. Some of it valid, some of it an overreaction. But that's the great thing about sports, man. Sports is highly emotional. It evokes an emotional reaction, which is why we can grow a platform like this. Partly so, you like it for those reasons,
right.
But it does evoke some irrationality. There's some knee-jerk reactions. That's why I typically never post right in the immediate aftermath of a game. I try to digest a little bit. I try to give some thought and try to be thoughtful about what I say in the immediate aftermath of a game. But I'll take your thoughts, man, and I'll give you a few more of mine, and then we'll look forward to the Giants coming in on Sunday, and really to this next block of games, which is the importance of which has heightened in the aftermath of Sunday night's loss. So what say the People's Champ?
Oh, buddy. Well, it's kind of a mixed bag. I think for one, it was an ugly game.
Yeah. Certainly.
I think the largest share of my disappointment kind of falls on Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I thought that he was seasoned enough where he would be at the point where he wouldn't let his ego get in the way of what would be strategically best for the team.
We complimented him on being good at situational football.
Yeah.
And I thought he in short order made us look foolish.
Yeah, I mean,
in one game.
it was almost like he was coaching defiantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I concur.
And that was disturbing to me. It's like, all right, now, Dan, I thought we were kind of past this. You don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. Like you have arrived. In terms of the coaching circle in the NFL, you're one of those guys that other coaches respect. Now players want to come here. They talk about the culture he's created in the locker room. So from that standpoint, that was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Going forward, I think you still still gotta let them keep calling the plays, right? I mean, you can't go back to John Morton just after one game.
No.
I know you'll expound on Jared Goff more in depth than I, but I mean, simply, Jared Goff, we know when you get in his face, make him move his feet, he's not that good.
No.
And not many quarterbacks are.
No.
Playing, off center, on the fly, off the cuff, whatever you want to call it, freestyle, whatever. Very few are. That's what separates those one type of guys.
Yep.
But when you factor in, Jared Goff is running for his life against the Philadelphia Bulldogs, basically, when you're
Right.
talking about, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter.
Yep.
Kobe Dean, and then you sprinkle
Jalen Phillips, Brandon Graham is back, rushing the passer.
You sprinkle in Cooper DeJean out here, and it's that's this ain't a cupcake, crumb cake defense.
No, it's quite the opposite, as a matter of fact.
So with that, that was a big part of why Jared Goff looked the way that he did.
Yeah.
Not going for it. Not going for the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because we ended up chasing that 3 points.
Oh yeah,
throughout the game.
Absolutely.
As opposed to just taking, if we'd have took it the first time, it's just a one possession game to the very end where we could win with a score.
Yep.
So I just didn't understand that. And I mean, our field goal kicker is fairly good.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, it was a little windy out there, and I get he missed the one extra point because of that,
that
brain fart by JMO after he scored the touchdown. I get it. It's been a while since you broke along with it, man.
Yeah.
But, I do want to say that despite that, and maybe the play of the Philly offense had something to do with it as well, but I thought Kelvin Shepard, called another good game defensively.
Outstanding.
I thought especially the defensive secondary, I thought, they played, lights out.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. Special teams was a little better.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little better this week.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I didn't see anything blaring. Other than the missed extra point that was exasperated by the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's like,
other than that, I mean.
Yeah, so, those were like the main takeaways for me. Like the offensive miscues, again, I think you just have to attribute that to, again, our front line being dinged up.
Yeah.
You got to be operating on premium going up against that defensive front.
I agree.
So, you couple that, with the guys they were going against. I mean, Jordan Davis is who he is, for a reason. Like, he has physical attributes that even great players at his position don't have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Both of their defensive tackles.
So,
I mean.
But, people, like to your point earlier before we were on, like, I think a lot of people were kind of losing sight of that's who we were going up against. The Lions are good. We've been kicking ass, but we were up against the Super Bowl champs. And no matter how that offense looks, that defense, it's getting healthy now.
Yeah.
And of course now we're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, right. If the playoffs started today, we'd be watching from home.
So Sunday's huge, and then you follow that up with the Turkey Day game.
Mm-hmm.
So, now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, every game now is extremely important.
Yep.
Again, I'll do something that's antithetical to my personality, and I'll start with the positives. I thought, you said it. I'll reiterate it. The defense played lights out, and I thought, to your point again, Dan Campbell failed to read that situation well. When your defense is playing like that, you got to take points wherever you can get them. You get down close, just kick a field goal. You get close again, kick a field goal again. I text you right before the game started. I text my dad too. I said, I'd like to see us start with tempo. And we didn't. And when Jordan Davis batted down that pass, I was sorry that we didn't. because I would have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure he didn't start on the field. And when you start with tempo, the reason that you start with tempo and you stay in tempo is because they can't change personnel groupings. You start with one personnel grouping, that keeps their same defensive line on the field. Even if he had started on the field, I want him on the field for 9, 10 plays in a row and playing in tempo.
Gas him out.
He's not batting any ball down if he does that. Not at 300 and some pounds. Jordan Davis is a phenomenal athlete, but he's still carrying around. I've been 300 plus pounds in my adult life before. Carrying that around is still carrying that around no matter how young and athletic you are. So I would have loved to see us run tempo more. And again, these are some things that Dan Campbell could have, and in my opinion, should have done in order to try to help the offense and the offensive line out. Because when you have a fast, big, strong, athletic defensive line like that, you got to try to help your offensive line, particularly when you got injuries. One way you can do that is he did pick up the tempo at times in the game, but we should have started that way.
Do you think, well, of course, but how much weight do you think not having Sam Laporta in the offense played into maybe them not going more up tempo?
I mean, maybe that played a factor. Because I don't know if Brock Wright knows the playbook enough. You would think that he's
been there a while.
Yeah, he's been in the offense for long enough. But if he doesn't, then play 4 wides. You know what I'm saying? Like, play with all of the wide receivers are veterans. So I'm like, you can, other than Tesla,
right.
But I'm like, you could play 4 wides. I'm like, if it's a personnel thing, then just get into the personnel package that's best suited to play tempo. Like, I'm not going to tell you what personnel grouping to get into, but if you need to play 2 backs, because the backs are both veteran, and then play your 3 wides that have been there forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, for sure.
There's ways to do it, like whatever the personnel grouping is that works out best.
Yeah.
Also, when you play tempo, you can get to the line of scrimmage sooner. You can hard count more. We need to incorporate, particularly when we are up against an aggressive defense, we need to incorporate more hard counts and change the cadence a lot more. And because when you change personnel packages, and we like to do that, go from 12 personnel to sometimes 13 personnel, back to 11 personnel, back to 4 wides, back to 2 backs. When you do that, most of the time we get into the line of scrimmage with just enough time to go on one, you know what I'm saying, which allows them to just blitz. If you get to the line fast enough, you can hard count, you can say go, you know what I'm saying, and then see where they coming from, point it out. It gives us a better opportunity. You can motion people around more. You can get them some more eye candy. You bring the motion, man, just eye candy. Like, even if it's not doing nothing, you can motion him over and then motion him right back to where he was. Like, these are all ways, again, and these are some of the things that John Morton was not even doing. And I just think that these would help to, first of all, stem the tide when you're talking about that pass rush.
Yeah.
And number 2, it gets the offense in a rhythm soon, because the offense just never got into a rhythm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just feel like coming out in tempo,
which is huge for golf. Outside of Jahmyr Gibbs,
this is what I'm saying.
Jahmyr,
nobody was in rhythm, and of course, a lot of that had to do with golf.
Well.
But when you get up there in just enough time to snap the ball with 1 second on the play clock, they know that the ball is being snapped, because most of the defenders, what they doing, they looking over your shoulder at the play clock. They know that the play clock is running down and you got to snap the ball. So they just going when the play clock is running down. That gives them an advantage where they can just pin their ears back and come after you.
Yeah.
And not being able to run the ball. You in obvious passing situations too much. That's another thing that doesn't help us. So, I just felt like, yes, when we know that any quarterback that's pressured, they're not the same quarterback.
Right.
They look bad.
Right.
Quarterbacks that are pressured look bad. I mean, when you say that about golf, that's just rudimentary analysis.
Wow.
Every quarterback that's pressured looks bad.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Ask the AT&O Patriots.
Yeah. That Tom Brady got pressured. He looked bad.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul, Michael Strahan, they pressured him. They made him look bad.
Antonio Pierce, all those guys.
Yeah, they pressured him. They made him look bad.
Yep.
I mean, that's what happens when you pressured. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, when he's pressured, he's not good. In the Super Bowls where he's been pressured, he's been bad. In the Super Bowls where he's been protected, he's been great.
Yep.
I mean, it's really that simple. That's really an old conversation that continues to be had. And you know, I put on the social media, on the social site, I'm like, having the same conversations about golf that I was having about Stafford 7 years ago is wild. I literally I'm having the same conversations. I'm like, you got to protect Stafford. He needs weapons. He's got to be protected. He's not yet. He came. He ain't mobile. You know,
Lord,
they wanted him out of town.
Could you imagine Matthew Stafford with Jahmyr Gibbs
and all these weapons?
Yeah. Or I mean, you know, or if he'd have had 6 years of Javid Best for 13 games.
I'm not even going to, because
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but all we heard about Matthew Stafford is that he couldn't win. He would never win a Super Bowl. He couldn't get it done here.
Couldn't win a division.
Yeah, that's all we heard. But the second that he had,
and it was true, but the devil's in the details.
I mean, yeah, it was true here at the time under that regime and those general managers and those coaches. Yes, it was. But it wasn't because of Matthew Stafford.
Right. Well, he proved that immediately.
As soon as he had Andrew Whitworth protecting his blind side, and Cooper Kupp, and you know, all of the weapons that they had, and Sean McVay, and you know, all of the things that they had, the infrastructure that they had over there, he won a Super Bowl immediately. And I'm not telling you that Jared Goff is going to win a Super Bowl, because I don't know that to be true. As a matter of fact, I'm skeptical, because we've already said this is year 5 for him and Dan Campbell. After this year, they'll have to defy.
We'll be going against the grain.
50 years of NFL history, because no coach quarterback combination has gotten it done for the first time after year 5. That Super Bowl win. So we up against it.
Wouldn't it be right if the Lions were the team to do that, though? Because we've went against it in the negative way in every possible way. So wouldn't that be apropos?
It would, but typically it doesn't work out for us in the positive.
True.
We don't defy history in positive ways around here. Not typically, but maybe we could defy history. And then the last thing that I will mention, because there's a lot of meat on the bone, and you know, we need to get to some other things, is the pass interference call.
Oh God, that was awful.
It was a terrible call. There was no holding. There was no grab. It was just a bad call. Now, I'm not one that says that, you know, if that call doesn't happen, the Lions could, you know, possibly tie the game or whatever it is, because I don't think the offense was in sync enough to actually, you know,
there was no evidence.
To engineer that game-winning drive. But it was still a bad call.
It was just no rhyme or reason to make that egregious of a bad call, though. Like, why?
Ineptitude, you know, the officials,
like they was ready to go home,
just demonstrate ineptitude all the time, you know. And it also reinforces a point that I made earlier on this show about AJ Brown. That was Rocky Yassin. And Rocky Yassin is a fine American, and he's actually played very well at corner this year, but it's still Rocky Yassin. AJ Brown has lost a step. Let's just call it what it is. All of this consternation, all of this hand-wringing by AJ Brown, if I was Nick Sirianni and if I was the offensive coaching staff in that room, I'd be like, I want a sizzle reel of all of these times you was open, buddy. I don't want to hear nothing else until you put me together a tape, or when you know, how Odell Beckham did when he was in Cleveland. Show me all this film of when you was actually open. Because I contend, and I will continue to contend, that AJ Brown is not open.
No.
Another point that I'll make real fast, and then we'll talk about the Giants, is that one of the problems with Jalen Hurts, I'm going to defend Jalen Hurts a little bit, is that if you notice what he's doing is he's throwing the ball early because he's expecting A.J. Brown to come open earlier because he throwing it to A.J. Brown like it's A.J. Brown 3 years ago. Remember that slant route that he threw down? And A.J. Brown, I said, I've driven to work faster than
like,
it
hold
took
up,
him.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, bruh, when he broke out and broke it, that didn't fool nobody. I have seen, listen, we have packages in which we have the big fella, man, the big offensive lineman.
Oh, Skipper?
Yeah, we have Dan Skipper running routes. I've seen Dan Skipper come in and out of his route faster than I saw A.J. Brown come in and out of that slant route. That slant route took forever to develop, and the corner was not fooled. And Jalen Hurts threw it so quick because he expected him to be in and out of that route like it was 3 years ago.
No.
And the one that he got the pass interference on, that ball came out quick because he expected him to be in and out of that route. I'm telling you, he's overthrowing him because he expected him to come in and out of these routes faster, and he 3 steps behind. A.J. Brown is the last one to know, and he talking to the media. He on his TikTok, he on his lives, and he complaining to everybody. And nobody will pull his coat and say, "Bro, you're not there. You ain't open, bro."
Yeah, man.
Rock Ya-Sin was covering you one-on-one at the end, and they had to bail you out with the worst pass interference call of the season.
That no commentator agreed.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they were all like, "What was that?"
Yeah, like everybody was like, "Ain't no way." And Rock Ya-Sin, you should see Rock Ya-Sin, and your eyes should get big. Like, oh, they giving the game away. They putting me on the island with Rock Ya-Sin. They must want me to get this first down.
Keep balling, by the way, Rock.
Yeah, you bought. This is not a commentary about Rock Ya-Sin. This is about A.J. Brown.
I get you.
But at any rate, man, let's talk about
told you, with A.J. Brown, he has 2 problems. The first problem is Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
And the second problem, like you just mentioned eloquently, is A.J. Brown. Yeah. Moving along.
Can't get open. The Giants, man.
Yeah.
We can't overlook the Giants.
Nope.
We should win. We should be properly pissed off with the loss. I don't know who's starting yet. I don't know that they've said whether or not it's going to be Dart or Jameis. I would expect that it would be Jameis again.
I think I saw at the corner of my eye that Dart's still in protocol.
Yeah, that's what I would think. But I think,
don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think he could clear it, but they probably will evaluate him on Friday. So I don't know.
Jameis is capable, though.
He is. Man, listen, we know what Jameis is, man. Jameis is capable. Now, listen, he can throw it away. Like he threw an interception to end the game on Sunday. But in fairness to him, I thought the receiver broke the route off incorrectly. He was supposed to be running the corner route, and he broke the route off for whatever reason was in his own head. But we can't take this game lightly, overlooking them thinking about the Green Bay game is my point.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to get every game. This next cluster of games, in my opinion, is highly important. We need to get all 3 of these. I think that we can still win the division, but we are at the precipice right now.
Yeah.
We could technically miss the playoffs or we could win the Super Bowl. We still, like we right at the.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we at the crossroads.
The probability of that is wild.
Yeah, we at the crossroads. So, I still have confidence in this group. I still have confidence in Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
But the time is now. And we need to have urgency. And everybody in that locker room needs to be looking at each other. And we need to be exhibiting that urgency.
Mm-hmm.
And that urgency needs to be permeating the entire facility.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you love the NFL, though, man. Like the competition is just crazy.
It
to
is.
think that we go from being the number 1 overall seed in the NFC last year to now at this point, like, hey, strap in time.
Yeah.
But this is back in the day that we approaching Wayne Font season.
Barry made a couple of juke moves. Man, let's move on to.
Just a note real quick. Jackson Dart did practice. He was limited today, though.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's move on to some more exciting news, man, because our Pistons are on an 11-game winning streak.
Indeed.
We have the best record in the Eastern Conference. And we look like the real deal.
Yeah.
what do we make of this, man? What do we make of it? I mean, is it great coaching? Is it, I mean, you know how I feel about Jalen Duren. He's taken a giant leap forward. I mean, I was me and nephew were talking about this off the air, but I read something, man, that just made me shake my head. Jalen Duren's people reached out to the Pistons. Now, this is what's reported. This is alleged. I don't know. I only read one source. I didn't read multiple sources, but allegedly they reached out to the Pistons over the summer looking for an extension for Jalen Duren of around $30 million a year. And the Pistons reportedly were not interested in doing that. So now they're gonna end up giving him 50.
Yeah,
now it's gonna be 5 years, 240, which is
yesterday's price is not today's price, bro.
I'm sure that now Trajan Langdon, they probably not even taking your calls now, because now it's gonna be the max.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he'll be a restricted free agent after this year, and I mean, if I was you, I'd just go ahead and put the sheet together now and just not let him, not let him even get out there to restricted free agency, because somebody will put the sheet together, and you're gonna have to end up paying it anyway. So just give him the 5 years, 240. But we got a guy like Dennis Jenkins stepping up. I mean, everything is working right now. Chaz Lanier hit 3 threes in the second quarter.
I mean, that's why we drafted him.
Yeah, I mean,
not to hit 3 threes in a quarter, but he's a shooter.
Yeah, but everything is working right now. JB, I'm loving what JB is doing. I'm loving the rotation. I'm loving that we squeezing every drop out of every player.
Yeah.
Everything is working. I like Beef Stew in the starting lineup. I don't think there's any reason that we would put Tobias back in the starting lineup.
No.
I don't think we need to mess with some of these rotations. I mean, I want to see Ivy back. But it's hard to make a case to mess with any of these. I mean, I want to see Ivy in the starting lineup. I'm not over the moon about Duncan, because anytime he puts it on the floor, it's kind of a struggle. But even him, I mean, he's been great. I mean, he's helped keep the floor spread. It's been good. So
yeah.
I mean, what does the people's champ make of the 11-game winning streak and the the best record in the East and the number 1 seed? And
hey, man, shout out to Nasty Boys.
Hey, man,
I like it.
We own the paint.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Listen, the one thing that I did not expect, because real rap, the preseason, I was doing a whole lot of who is he?
Right.
Who is that?
Yeah.
So the one thing that I did not anticipate us having and solidifying this early in the season is depth.
Yeah, man.
Like, we've got a depth problem now, and that's like a good thing. Like, we have a depth problem, because there's no way after this, whenever this streak ends, there's no way you relegate these guys back to the
G League,
to the minutes and whatever assignment that they were on.
Yeah.
Javonte Green is a NBA player.
Yeah.
And if y'all mess up and let him go back down, another team will pick him up, and he will be on a rotation of a contender or a near contending team. It makes a difference.
Yeah, I like Javonte Green.
He reminds me a lot of San Antonio Steven Jackson.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, like he just strong, you know what I'm saying? Athletic.
Physical.
Yeah.
He's a willing defender.
Yeah.
He plays to the whistle blows.
Yeah. He's scrappy.
He's a capable 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he is.
And what I like about him is, while Cade was out, a lot of dead ball stuff, I was watching him and Duncan kind of like corral the guys.
Yeah.
Whereas with Jenkins, who I like too, is more so on the court bravado. Javonte was kind of showing to me like some leadership intangibles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't relegate this guy back to the role he was playing before these injuries piled up. Dennis Jenkins, another guy, I think what sold me on him was the Philly game. And it wasn't the fact that, his performance against Maxey. It was how he played against Maxey.
Yeah.
Like, you saw that he could get his.
Yeah.
But he didn't hunt for it.
No.
He shopped for it.
Yeah, no, he gets his within the offense. I know. I like
and young players, especially guys in that position with something to prove, because he can say to hell with it, bro. I can show out and get a bag somewhere else if I drop 30 on Maxey.
Yeah.
He was more concerned with doing what it took to win that game.
Listen, bro.
So what does Marcus Sasser's agent do if you watching that game?
That's a great question. Listen, I'm like, listen, Marcus Sasser and Tobias Harris, to me, they trade bait.
Yeah.
That's $30 million in cap space right there. So let me give you this trade proposal.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this. Because I was still like that athletic scoring wing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm thinking about Phoenix. And they got a wing that's athletic and that's a scorer that makes $33 million a year. So he fits. The numbers work. And that guy is Jalen Green. The numbers fit, and I think he fits here. Now, my thing is,
him and Cade hate each other, though.
They got a rivalry. Do they hate each other?
They don't like each other, dude.
And he did say, he made some negative comments about Detroit.
Yeah, like
in
Cade,
the draft process.
Like Cade is like kind of let it be known in a classy way that he don't rock with Jalen Green like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he could be more. I think also Cade is professional. And I mean, this is a young man that's been a father since 16. And, so he's mature.
That's real.
Just go back to that random appearance on that Tuesday night on TNT where Shaq asked that question. Well, Shaq translated the answer for whoever had asked the question.
Yeah. I did think about that. I'm like, we have great chemistry on this team, so you don't want to mess up the chemistry by bringing in somebody who, but I do think he's around the same age as the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
So just from a on the court perspective,
it's a good fit.
The good thing about Jalen Duren and his development, and we touched on this last week, so I won't belabor it, but there's a couple of excellent things that happen with him. Number one, he's averaging in his last 5 games, he's averaging 25 points and 13 rebounds. But to me, that's not the best part. The best part is he's doing it on 12 field goal attempts. You know what I'm saying? Like the other night, he had a 30-point game on 12 of 13 shooting. Last night, he had 24 points, 12 field goal attempts. So in my opinion, that leaves room for another scorer because he can get points and score what he needs to score without taking volume shots.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So that leaves room for another, without, people getting upset that they not getting the ball enough because he don't need the ball a whole bunch. That's why Dennis Jenkins, somebody like that, can come in and score 20 over 5 games, and still the whole offense it looks good.
Paul Reed had 25-point games playing with Duren on the court.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he doesn't pound the ball either. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets the ball, he scores, within a couple of dribbles. The other thing is that we have the number 2 team defensive rating.
Yep.
When he's your second option, and he'll remain the second option, Jalen Green would be a nuclear third option.
Well, see, that's what excites me about Green if you're talking about bringing him here. Oh, that's great because we know that's what he does.
Yeah.
You going to play defense playing for JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
The kind of athlete, Jalen Green's a top 1% athlete in the NBA. Like he's one of them. Like, like the Shedeur Sharps and, the couple of other, I'm talking like freaky deaky athlete. Like he's one of them.
Most definitely.
If we can open that up defensively on the wing with an Asar,
and
if you by chance get by one of them and you got to run into a Duran or Stu.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening.
Come on. And not to mention, Cade is a good defender up top.
Yeah, so not only with Duran as the second option, does he shoot a high percentage? So now you either pulling the ball out the net,
man, you can't dribble on the corner,
or
got to keep the ball out the elbow.
Even when he misses, it's a short miss. What happens when you shooting threes? They're long misses
boards.
and you get to run.
Yep.
You don't get to run. When the other guy is scoring close to the basket, my father kind of scratched this out my head when we was chopping it up this week. He said, really, in NBA history, only one dynasty has ever been built around a perimeter player. And that's the Bulls.
Yeah.
He said every other time, he said, because if you look at the Bird, Bird was not really a perimeter player and neither was Magic. And it is noteworthy that the Lakers never won again after Kareem retired. But no dynasty has ever been built. And he was like, and it stands to reason that the last 7 NBA champions have been different because now the game is entirely tailored to perimeter players.
Yeah.
You don't build dynasties around perimeter players, really. Like they tried to replicate what happened with Jordan, but Jordan is a one of one. That's why he's the GOAT. I'm like, that's why that's not really arguable, but that's another conversation for another day. I don't want to get off into those weeds, but that's the only dynasty. Like 3 championships or more. Yeah. He did 6. Like, I mean, think about how insane that is. No other perimeter player has been able to do that.
No.
Because he's the only one. And that's because of how efficient his scoring was. He was an efficient scorer. You look at the 50% shooting like that. You have to be an efficient scorer that doesn't give the other team runouts. That's the problem with perimeter scorers and building around them, is that when they miss, the other team can run. When a big guy miss, you got 90 feet to go.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to go all the way down so we can set up our defense still. So, but I digress. I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but I like that. But I still think, irrespective of if it's Jalen Green or not, that gives us trade.
Oh, I like it. These are things that I did not think that we would be talking about. Of all the things that I thought we would be talking about with the Pistons this early on in the season, the fact that we have a positive depth problem and now, like you say, tradable pieces.
Yes.
Because, I mean, somebody would want a Dennis Jenkins now. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, I think we keep him, especially after losing Schroeder, who's struggling. But when he was here, he was big for us last year.
Yeah, like Dennis Jenkins could be him on steroids and younger and cheaper.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, like, listen.
Shout out New York.
Yeah, he opened the door. Go ahead, Neff.
Couple of things. First off, going back to last season, the last 50 games, the Pistons were 5th in defensive rating, 7th in net rating, and 12th in offensive rating.
Mm-hmm.
And then, not counting the last 2 games, they were 2nd, like you said, in defensive rating, 6th in net rating, and 18th in offensive rating.
Yeah.
So the numbers are matching up what they've been since the turn of the calendar.
Yeah.
And then on your Jalen Green point, while it sounds good in theory, I'm a big believer of city culture, state culture, university, whatever it is. I'm a big believer of that mattering in how teams are successful and whatnot. I don't think there's ever been somebody in the city of Detroit that played in Detroit that fit that Jalen Green personality matches. I don't think it will be I think personality-wise, culture-wise, he just would not be a good fit in Detroit.
That's actually a good point. That's actually something to look at. I think that's a good point. And also, we don't have veteran leadership necessarily. We got a lot of young guys. So, like, you could maybe argue with quelling that, like if he was going to a Golden State, like they got a lot of veterans. So, you're going to fit into whatever is going on there because they got veteran leaders. So, we kind of young. So, yeah, you might be right. He may not fit in.
Because you would have to, like you say, trade Tobias to.
Correct. Yeah. He's kind of the veteran leadership. So, yeah, no, you might be right. But, I'm just thinking about.
And it's not even so much about the leadership. It's just like, when the Pistons are good, how are they usually playing? They're playing a tough, gritty style type of basketball.
That's right.
That's not Jalen Green.
No,
No.
But
That's Javante Green.
right. Yes, that's true. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, from a culture standpoint, I don't know that he fits in. I was just thinking of the on the court, what he brings on the court from a scoring standpoint. Because we still, I think, would benefit heavily from a wing scorer that could go out there and score 30 points a game.
And I agree with that. I just don't know.
Keep an eye on the Thunder.
Yeah.
If Jalen Green is the answer for that.
Because after a while, the Thunder's cupboard is going to start spilling over.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Especially, they got a pick swap that's looking like coming with the Clippers.
Yeah.
If they don't turn it around soon, which I don't see happening.
Yeah, I know.
So they've got wings to go.
Yeah, they do. That's why I said, bro, they got more wings than Captain Jay.
Right.
And they all play defense and can shoot the three.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Philly first, which is protected to the top 4. Utah's first, which is protected to the top 8, and they're on.
Yeah, I know. And they got a ton of draft picks still, which is wild. Man. But anyway, man,
Pistons off till Saturday, I think.
Yeah, they off till Saturday, and then they go to Milwaukee. So that I'm intrigued by that game. Man, let's move on to a little bit more NFL conversation, man. The Shedeur Sanders era has officially begun. Off to a rough start. He got in the second half on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But as we know, and it has been well documented, he was not getting first team reps.
Right.
So, he looked like a guy that didn't get any first team reps. That was my assessment. I'm like, if you don't let him play with the first team and then you put him out there with the first team, nobody's got any chemistry. He doesn't know where guys like to get the ball. He doesn't know where guys like to have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, it looked like he was playing backyard football, and trying to figure out where he was supposed to be and where everybody else was supposed to be. He is going to get to start this Sunday against the Raiders, and that should be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the commentary though about it. And I'll tell you where I am from a thought standpoint, and then I'll take your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is like, the pressure is on Shedeur. And I agree with that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Certainly. Anytime you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, there's pressure. There's pressure on you to go out and to perform and to do well and to, make as few mistakes as humanly possible. But on the other hand, I'm like, how come the pressure is not on Kevin Stefanski?
Just saying.
JJ McCarthy is being scrutinized right now because typically Kevin O'Connell's offense has been a stimulus package for quarterbacks. You put anybody in that offense and they've looked good, right? They played well. They rented, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Was Josh Dobbs, was it? They rented Josh Dobbs for a game. He showed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've thrown anybody into that offense and they've had major success, right? Well, Kevin Stefanski is bizarro Kevin O'Connell. Anybody that's run this Cleveland offense has looked bad, including Deshaun Watson, who was an all-pro before he got to Cleveland.
Yes.
He ran this Kevin Stefanski offense, and he looked like a poor man's Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
I'm like,
needed extra massages.
Yeah. So I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, so at what point do we start to scrutinize the offensive system if nobody can look good in it? Because I'm like, who has looked good in Kevin Stefanski's offensive system if Shedeur fails? And I'm not telling you that this won't be a referendum on Shedeur. We can have that conversation. I'm fine with that. But we also need to start looking at, okay, this is Kevin Stefanski. He's supposed to be an offensive guy. Every quarterback, again, I contrast Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. Just about every quarterback that's played in Kevin O'Connell's system has had some highlights They've had some highlights. Josh Dobbs has had highlights. He's looked good running that offense. Everybody that's played in Kevin Stefanski's offense, even Baker Mayfield, like he had the one good season, but then the following season, he struggled so much so that Kevin Stefanski himself was a part of the brain trust that traded him for a conditional 5th-round pick, ran him out of town because he looked bad running his offense.
Well.
And then they've had a carousel of quarterbacks since then. I'm not even going to get into all of them. I'm not even going into the Dorian Thompson Robinsons of the world. Nobody's looked good running this offense, though. So if nobody can look good running his offense, he should be hoping. I've heard nobody bring that up, though. Nobody has said that Kevin Stefanski better hope Shedeur Sanders looks good running his offense. Because if he don't look good running his offense, we're going to have to question whether or not anybody can look good running his offense. Because Shedeur Sanders got to be about the 10th guy that we've seen run this offense, and it doesn't look good.
Right.
So at what point do we question the system is all I'm saying.
With no Nick Chubb.
Right. Even with Nick Chubb.
But I mean, that was the only reason why the offense was respectable.
Looked serviceable, yeah, at any point was because of Nick Chubb.
Yep.
But I'm like, people that looked good before they got into this offense look bad in it. People who look good after look bad while they was running this offense.
Well,
at what point do we scrutinize the offense, or do we never? Because everybody is like, yeah, I mean, Kevin Stefanski, I mean, he's not trying to sabotage Shedeur. Okay, he's not trying to sabotage Shedeur. Fine. If that's your stance, then let's just bring it over to the coaching side.
What was he doing with Dillon Gabriel then?
Because Dillon Gabriel didn't look good. So fine, let's put aside the fact that he ain't trying to sabotage anybody. Okay. If that's your position, then when do we start to question the offensive system? Because it doesn't work. They score over 20 points about as often as we see Haley's Comet. So let's question the offense then. Well, the personnel's no good. Well, who's picking the personnel? Ain't he in on that too?
Yeah. Him and old Jimmy.
Yeah. So, and Andrew Berry.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do we question that? There's no escape hatches. Why are we giving him escape hatches? Why do we act like he's some fabulous coach that's done anything? We treat him like he Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick. He hasn't done anything. Everybody looks bad running your offense. How come? Well, the defense is good. He ain't a defensive coach.
Yeah, he's going to hide behind those 2 Coach of the Year awards.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, that and $1 will buy you a cup of coffee. That's then. Yeah. You was 3-14 last year. You're cruising toward 3-14 this year.
Yep.
And nobody looks good running your offense, and you're an offensive coach. You ain't a defensive coach. That's good. You got a good defense. You do. They number 2 in total defense. He's not a defensive coach. Then promote the defensive coordinator and fire him. But those are my thoughts, man. What say the people's champ?
Well, I mean, the Shedeur Sanders thing, we're going to see what it's finally about.
Yeah.
You know, the conversation will be different either way after Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, it's either going to be, I told you so, or I told you so. Either way.
Right.
You know, so I'm just glad we're finally going to see it. I mean, I think the football guys kind of couldn't have gave him a better opponent for a first start, you know, because I'm sure Gino's going to do his part and make sure that the Browns have a great chance. Yeah, I mean, Geno Smith against that defense, I mean, Shedeur should have ample opportunities.
Yeah.
To
hopefully they give him a couple short fields. Myles Garrett seems to really like him, so he gonna be pushing to give him a couple of short fields.
This should be the matchup where we should be able to see something.
Yep.
And I mean, you know, after that, it's either going to be a lot of people swearing they were on the train all along, or you know, a lot of people like, you know, we always knew he wasn't nothing. You know, you really won't be able to tell Rex Ryan nothing then. Speaking of nepotism.
Yeah.
The only reason why that guy's relevant is because of Dan Hampton, Richard Dent,
and Buddy
Mike
Ryan.
Singletary, Mongo McMichaels, and Dad Buddy.
Yeah,
that's it. That's
say
the
Buddy
only,
Ryan.
but the only reason why Buddy's famous was because of those guys, and Buddy will tell you that. But yeah, then you got Rex popping off. Like, dude, come on, man, you are like on one of the board members of the nepotism club and yielding no results.
Right. You
career 61 and 66 self. Suck on some toes.
So we're gonna be keeping our eye on the Shedeur Sanders situation, man. And obviously we will be discussing whatever takes place on Sunday, man, next time on Everybody Has One. Man, we got into a spirited text conversation, man, about the Michigan football game. I believe they turned the ball over 5 times in that game and still won it.
That was ugly game.
I think that was history. I believe that was history. I believe they're the only team in college football history to turn it over 5 times in a game and win.
Yeah, it was ugly.
So I don't know if that's a feather in the cap or a reason to start cleaning house, but they did get the win, and we had a conversation about Sharon Moore, and there's a lot of conversation about Sharon Moore, and Bryce Underwood. You know, my take was, and then I'll let you go because I know you more of a Michigan guy than I am. But my initial thought was, I think with Bryce is more of a personnel thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce to me is an RPO read option quarterback, and Harbaugh never recruited those kind of players. I mean, you look at RPO read option guys, a lot of speedy, quick receivers on the outside to run slants, to run stuff into the flat. Michigan don't really have that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously y'all went on your 3rd, 4th running back. You know what I'm saying? Like the running backs going, they dropping like flies. So it looked a lot better, you know, when you had Haynes, you know what I'm saying, when he was healthy. But I just feel like the personnel versus what he does well is just, it's not married up yet. And, you know, whether or not Sharon is the guy to get it done, you know, we have to see whether or not Sharon can recruit, whether or not he's the guy to get that done. I'm like, you know, I'm not really in the Michigan coaching politics. You know, I'm a Michigan State guy. We got our own problems with coach. I'm over there with Jonathan Smith trying to figure out how to get him out of there. Buddy. I'm not really, you know, I can't afford to be over here bothering with Sharon. Like I could troll y'all when we had Coach D and I knew we was locked in. I can't really troll y'all's coaching situation that much these days, and you know, full disclosure. So, you know, I don't know whether or not Sharon has the chops to really bring the kids in and get the recruits and really build the system that Bryce is going to need in order to be successful, because he needs RPO type style receivers, running backs. I think Justice is that, but But you know, I think they need another Marsh. You know what I'm saying? They need another Marsh or two. Really quick guys that get in and out of routes real fast, and they don't seem to really have that.
No.
But what say you, man? I mean, you know, like a lot of people calling for Sharon's head. I don't know that we're there yet, but a lot of people want him dead. You know,
yeah, we're a tough
proverbially,
crowd.
Proverbially, I should say.
We're a tough crowd, man.
Yeah. Michigan faithful is, you know.
Michigan faithful's tough. Yeah, they have a high standard when it comes to how the product looks.
Yeah, definitely.
So to speak. I think Sharon Moore definitely has serious room for improvement.
I mean, yeah, I think that.
I think offensively, I think for me, what it is the price tag for your QB, and I just want to see signs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've seen signs.
Well, I mean, but it's gotten worse to me as the season has gone on.
Yes, because Justice Haynes ain't there no more.
That's true indeed.
That hurts.
But I mean, what I'm saying is that the off-target throws.
Yeah.
they were they were a lot less frequent earlier in the season. That could be the level of competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also to your point, I mean, Justin Haynes, they're just kind of just settles a lot of it.
Well,
but
yeah, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
But I'm just waiting for him to just look comfortable.
Right.
You know, it's like I get it. Like he needs the weapons.
Right.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I get it. But that being said, I still want to feel like, yeah, all he needs is some weapons and it's on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
It's like
I got you.
It's whereas sometimes when I look at him, it's like, okay, you give him some weapons. He still might need to work with it for a minute before it's Whereas opposed to it's a plug and play type of thing, or the system is catered to his skill set, like more so like it was for JJ.
Right.
JJ was just like, okay, everything just lined up straight. Great for him, and he had a phenomenal defense.
Right. I mean, but he was a straight drop back passer.
Yeah.
That the Michigan offense is built for that.
Yeah.
Like, JJ was called upon to make a few throws a game where he had to fit it in a tight window and get it where it needed to go. And that's the Michigan. That's the Harbaugh offense.
Yep.
And, with great running backs, what I'm saying, great NFL level running backs. And, he delivered, what I'm saying? He was able to deliver on that, where I think Bryce is a little bit different. He's a different style of quarterback. Go ahead, nephew. You got something?
You can keep going because I got a lot to say.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but I just think Bryce is a little bit of a different style of QB. I don't think that he's going to bring that laser accuracy, but he's gonna be better with his legs, and also with an RPO style quarterback. Justice Haynes is going to, when you hold the ball in his belly at that mesh point, he's holding those linebackers. They respect him. And forgive me, I can't pronounce the backup running back with the third string. What is it, Nowaski? Or when you hold the ball in his belly.
You're talking about after Marshall.
Yeah, after Marshall. Yeah. Like the level, let's just say the level of respect for his get off is not the same. The linebackers are scrambling or they dropping a lot harder and making those windows a lot tighter.
For Haynes and Marshall, no doubt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's the level of respect. So that's why, to me, earlier he looked more comfortable, because the mesh point with Justice Haynes, you got to respect that Justice Haynes can break the whole game open. And Marshall, still very serviceable, very good. The third string running back, not so much. So, all of a sudden, even when he was rotating in, the windows get tighter. It's harder to fit throws in. And now all of a sudden, he's got to be a lot more pinpoint. So, what I'm saying? I think Bryce is, I think he's having some growing pains. But and then I don't ever think he's going to be like laser pinpoint accurate anyway, because RPO QBs tend not to be that.
Right.
But he's going to be explosive in other ways. I think. I just think that he needs a certain style of offense in order to unlock all of the things that he can be.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have a Lovelace. There.
No, he don't have in the big tight end. Yeah, like
and that's typically like a Michigan staple.
It is. Yep, and then those guys are they factor heavily into read option, run pass option style of offenses as well. Yeah, and you're right. Like the tight end play is it's just not there. Like, so I just think they missing a lot of stuff that you need in order to support what he does very well. Go ahead, nephew.
All right, just a couple of things I just got to say. So I know it's a big thing about the 12 million price tag, but if you if you take a step back and look at it, one, if LSU doesn't fold like wet toilet paper at the end of last year, he's at LSU sitting back behind Nussmeier and redshirting right now. He's not playing. Even with that, he's still, even though it was a terrible game on Saturday, he still completed 66% of his passes.
Yeah.
Yes, he still has room to develop as a passer, but freshman quarter, I know, like we like to say the future is not on this show, but in college football at the quarterback position, it takes time. The last time a freshman quarterback started in the national championship game was 2016, 2017, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been since a freshman quarterback really came in and it was like that. Like it was go time from there. So I'm not particularly worried about Bryce. And you would think that, okay, so then you think Sharon's the problem. I don't think Sharon's the problem. I just think that right now he doesn't have a full deck to play with, because no matter what happens, if it's wrong, he's gonna get jumped on and they're gonna say he should have did the opposite.
Mhm.
He doesn't have the room to grow and make mistakes. He doesn't have the situation right now isn't conducive to a coach that needs to grow and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes right now, because the nature of college football, like we got Kurt Sitnelli at Indiana in year 2 as a national championship contender.
Mhm.
So it's hard where you in a place where you got pieces that have the potential to be good, but right now we in a situation where everything has to happen now. That's why, think about it, why we seen so many firings in college football this year, because everybody's trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And then my third point to it is like and then on top of that, it's just kind of hard because decisions going into the year, they were making decisions to save their job. They not caring about do they care about 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road? Yes, but a lot of the decisions that they made this past all season in far coaching hirings and whatnot, they had to make those decisions because they know if they don't finish 9-3, it's a good chance they losing their jobs.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, to your point, Michigan is not a learn and grow job.
No,
it's not.
I think I said this the other day when we was having the discussion. Like, if he was at an ACC Big 12 school as the head coach, or if he was a SEC Big 10 offensive coordinator like he was before he inherited the job, you wouldn't be hearing these same things about Sharon.
You absolutely right. Yeah, because the scrutiny at Michigan is a blue blood job.
I mean, it's the most recognizable university in the world.
Yeah, like Michigan is a blue blood job. It's not a job where you grab the job and you develop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a job where you are expected to reload.
It's a global brand.
Yeah, you know what I'm
and
saying?
It's not his fault as well, because I mean, like, the timing was terrible. Transfer portal and all of that's pretty much closed at that point. Harbaugh dipped off, so it's like the coaching search has already been done because of how accelerated everything is recruiting wise with the early signing day and the transfer portal. You really didn't have no other choice but to go with Sharon. So it's not. I don't think it's not Sharon's fault that he's in the situation.
No, I mean, like I said a few weeks back, I think 8-4 he keeps his job.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I don't think number one, I don't think he's a bad coach. Because to me, I think that too much is made of the X's and O's in college football. College football is about whether or not you can recruit.
Yep.
As long as you are not horrible on game day, James Franklin, as long as you ain't horrible on game day, like some of these dudes are bad on game day.
Yep.
But like if you just are average on game day, but you can bring in the players, you'll be fine. Like, on the other hand, I don't care if you the greatest offensive mind known to man. If you can't recruit, you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you need a good combination of the two. But the most important thing is to be able to get players.
Yep.
You got to be able to get the guys. And so, like, the jury is still out on whether or not Sharon can get guys. If he can get players at Michigan, he'll be fine.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you said, the hardball coffers, it kind of was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't horrible, but if Sharon can show that he can refill
stunk it up for like 6 straight years.
Yeah, if he could refill the coffers though, I'm like Sharon gonna be fine.
And I think he can because got Bryce this past year and Andrew Marshall. He wasn't the top 100. He was a top 175-ish player, but obviously he's going to be a difference maker.
Yes.
And then you got Savion Hitter coming in next year, number 1 running back. So I think he's able to get the players.
Yeah.
But I can see what's about to happen. Ohio State's about to come in next Saturday. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Michigan got this emotional advantage over them and whatnot.
Man, listen.
Nobody in that offense, nobody in that offense has played in this game. Let's be real. Like nobody in that, like everybody,
listen, bro.
Joe Klatt every Saturday is talking about how young the offense is.
Can we weasel out of this game like we did the COVID year?
The Scarlet and Gray is bringing the belt.
Yeah,
that's just everybody knows what's about to happen.
As a Michigan fan, I know what's about. I see what's about to happen in that game, and I feel like people are gonna have a bad taste in their mouth from that game, and that it's gonna just amplify everything.
Tender booty.
Yeah,
Marlon outside right now. Get a switch. Like, bro.
No, I mean, listen. Ohio State is like that though this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
This is one of them years. I mean,
they're quietly putting together one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like they might have 3 top 10 picks on their defense. I'm like, man, listen. There's one thing that's gonna happen a week from Saturday, and that's that. People like my man from Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, talking about, he really believed that Michigan is gonna beat Ohio State. I'm like, listen, buddy, calm down.
Hey, you got 7 freshmen starting on offense. Well, you had 7 freshmen starting on offense before Jordan Marshall got hurt.
Tell him to keep whatever he's smoking close by while the game's on, because he gonna need it.
Yeah, man. Real quick, man, and we'll close on this, man. There was a couple other things I wanted to get to, man, but time is getting away from us. These Michigan State sanctions, man, and these wins being vacated for these Mel Tucker recruiting violations. This was particularly interesting to me.
It's the dark chapter in you guys' football life,
because we didn't win no national championship with the shenanigans that we pull. First of all, who did he recruit? Who was these recruits that we got? Because every week is belt to ass for us. So who were these recruits that we got?
Was gone after that year.
You feel me? I'm like, who is the
Kenneth Walker was the only one. And then they probably can mention Sam Levitt. But Sam Levitt was at Michigan State before he left.
He was a transfer portal though. Like, man, I'm like, man, they threw the book at listen, where's my tinfoil Kofi? Here's my tinfoil Kofi conspiracy.
All right. We ready for it.
Michigan State asked for this so they could, because I think they still litigating over that $80 million of Mel Tucker's.
Oh, okay.
And they asked for the book to be thrown at them to have an excuse not to pay him out.
Yeah, because they still paying Nassar money, right?
Right. So this to me is that they like, throw the book at us. Because that's the only thing that makes sense, bro. Vacating 14 wins, dog, for some recruiting violation. Like, when has the NCAA ever
leveled the knife?
Yeah, like when have they ever leveled this type of sanction for some recruiting violations?
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm like, what am I missing? I'm like, vacating 14 wins? Like, first of all, like, that's the dumbest thing.
They just want to erase the Mel Tucker chapter from the books of Michigan State football.
Yeah, so that's my tinfoil Kofi conspiracy, is that Michigan State asked for this because they litigating over that $80 million. And they can be like, see, that didn't even happen, because this is the only thing that I can think of. Because this is the only thing that I can describe this as is excessive. This is excessive for recruiting violation, unless it's something that I didn't see. Oh. And we in a period of time where you can pay players. So I'm like, what exactly happened?
Oh, freak nasty Mel.
So there does seem to be a trend throughout history that if you're not a blue blood, they kind of throw the book at you.
Oh, for sure.
And that's not, I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about football, basketball, whatever.
100%.
Yeah.
And then also, when it was revealed that the sanctions was coming out, the school did release a statement saying it negotiated a resolution with the NCAA to minimize the penalties on the current team. So your tinfoil kufi might be justified.
This is minimized? Vacating 14 wins is minimizing the penalty?
Well, they're going to get the death penalty or something?
Bruh. I'm like, this was a
minimized. If that's minimized, then it's something that they're not telling us.
Yeah, bro.
Like there's some more going on that went down.
I'm like,
we
who
don't
got
know.
shot,
if
bro?
If that's
or
if
who
that's
got
the light
alive? Like what? Like this is excessive. I'm like, when I read what happened versus what the penalty was, I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, either something is missing, or this is Michigan State playing possum, playing some kind of reindeer game, because of the Mel Tucker settlement. They don't want to give him the $80 million that they owe him. And I'm like, that gotta be, it's gotta be the latter. It gotta be, they just don't want to give him that $80 million. That's gotta be it.
Something's gotta give.
It's gotta be that. I'm like, it can't be nothing else, man. But we'll end on that, man.
Last quick thing. Saturday, who you got? Haney or Norman?
Oh, that's a good one.
Real quick, I don't want to hold y'all up.
That's a good one. You know what? That's an excellent, because that's a good card too, because Benavidez on that card. I got Norman. I don't believe in Devin Haney, man. I got Brian Norman. I think he gonna
UD.
I agree. If you hear Brian Norman talk throughout up until this past week, he's on a mission.
Yeah, I think so too.
It just sounds like he's on a mission, and he don't sound like these other fighters that's coming up now. He sounds like somebody who's like, yeah, I'm not here for no games. I'm here to knock your head off.
I agree,
and it is what it is.
So
I'm not saying
y'all calling KO, or we going to the cards.
I don't think he outboxes Haney.
He gonna try to knock his head off.
Okay.
He gonna try to knock him out.
I don't like Devin Haney.
I don't either. I don't like Bill Haney. Devin, I'm indifferent about. I don't like Bill.
I like Bill more than Devin.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't like Bill.
Because Bill's more entertaining than Devin's fights.
He is entertaining, and
Devin's solid. He just irks the hell out of me. But he's a solid fighter.
He's all right.
He's a solid fighter.
Nothing special about him. You know what I mean? I don't know. Something about, I'm with nephew. Something about the cut of Norman's jib.
B. Norman does kind of got a little Clubber Lang.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, like something about the cut of his jib. Just, it tells me that he's gonna beat Devin Haney.
I think if it goes to the cards, he gets screwed though.
Oh yeah.
I think if it goes to the cards, he'll get.
The video that convinced me that Norman's probably winning this is when the ring tried to get him to comment on a couple of Devin Haney fits, and he's like, "What are we doing here? What are we doing? We here to fight, right?" He's like, all I got is a white tee, some jogging pants, and some forces. That's all you need. Yeah. I'm here to fight. I'm not here to be rating fits. So I just think if mentality is something to go off of, I think Norman's coming in there to prove a point.
I agree.
Because you got people just saying like, who is Brian Norman Jr. and such and whatnot. I think he's going in that ring Saturday to prove a point. I got him winning. I won't say it's a knockout. I won't say it's a unanimous decision or anything. I don't think he outboxes Haney. I do think Haney is the superior boxer at the end of the day, but I think Norman's gonna put on a performance that pulls it off.
Yep. I like Norman as well. But it wouldn't surprise me if Haney won. It wouldn't surprise me because Haney might stay away and box. And
yeah, I got Haney winning on the cards.
On the cards,
yeah. He gonna dance and dodge all night long.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't surprise me.
Get rocked, tie him up.
Yeah,
like Norman's gonna have to rock him and put him to bed.
Yeah,
but if he gets rocked and Devin can clinch him, he'll do that for 9 rounds straight.
What I will say is, I think that if if Norman buzzes his tower enough times, he could win it on the cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he out on his feet a couple of different times, he could win that. But I tend to it wouldn't surprise me if Haney won, but I expect something about Norman tells me that he's a little bit more serious about this fight. But we'll see. I'm intrigued by the fight. I definitely am going to watch.
You're gonna watch Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua?
Listen, if that's a real thing, you know how I feel. I still say Jake Paul is never getting in that ring.
I believe it when they ring the bell.
Yep. He never getting in that ring. There's going to be a training camp injury. Something's going to fall apart. Jake Paul is not getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Not if he wants to live to see 2026.
Anthony Joshua hasn't been under 245 in like 6 fights. If anything, I think that's what's going to stop the fight.
Didn't they say one of the clauses that Joshua can't come in over 250 or something like that?
He can't be over 245. So that's
245.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, he hasn't been under 245 in quite some time.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that dude walks around probably when he isn't training at 280. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep. So I can already see Jake Paul putting 2 bricks on the scale before they weigh. Something is going to happen.
No, he just needs to just watch that Ngannou fight and just rethink his whole life.
Jake Paul is not getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua. You heard it here first on the Everybody Has One podcast. That ain't happening. Don't let nobody tell you different. That's not it. Not for a serious fight.
No one can sanction that and not walk away from that when it's all said and done without criminal charges.
Yeah, not for a serious fight. Let me say that. Not unless Joshua got a check in his dressing room to not beat
Paul gets headgear and he doesn't.
Something not to beat him to a bloody pulp. That's not a fair fight. Anthony Joshua will hospitalize Jake Paul in a real bout. Jake Paul ain't ready for that, man.
That'd be bad.
Yeah, don't let nobody tell you that that's what's getting ready to happen, man. No part of me believes that that's gonna happen. That they gonna get in the ring and fight a serious match. No, nothing in me believes that, but we shall see. I hope that Anthony Joshua gets in the ring and
the name of that pay-per-view would be y'all want to see a dead body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm with it. I hope.
We don't even do pay-per-views anymore. That'll just be the name of the fight. Netflix y'all want to see a dead body.
Hey, listen, I hope. But at any rate, man, we'll see y'all right back here, man, next Wednesday, 8 p.m., man, or as close as we can get to it.
CP time.
On the Everybody Has One podcast, man. Please remember to continue to like, share, and subscribe, man. That's Everybody Has the #1 podcast on YouTube, and that's Everybody Has One podcast everywhere else. We on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on TikTok, and we on Twitch. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with us on all of those social sites. When you subscribe on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell notification so that you notify every single time that we go live. And when you hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all so that you notify every time we post new content, new shorts, new videos. And when y'all see those videos, man, make sure you watch them in their entirety. Watch all of the shorts in their entirety, man. We need all of those watched hours, man. And tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your ops, tell your grandma, man. If your grandma in the sports, tell her to listen, man. Tell your great grandma.
Tell everybody.
Tell everybody, man. That is